My name is Siphiwe. I am the founder of Chrysalism Radio.
You can catch me on the wave, no jet ski.
Good day, world. It's William Wilkinson, co-founder of the movement Chrysalism, creative director of Apparel as well.
Ice cold, no jet ski. I don't got time to figure out.
Now that you guys have told me that you guys wanted to make the brand tangible with your t-shirts, would you guys ever consider have ambassadors for your clothing line besides yourselves?
Oh yeah,
Really?
definitely. But obviously comes as a cost in a sense for the business itself. But I mean, I think we have a good network of friends and family that are popular enough would guide and assist us in becoming ambassadors themselves.
Wow. Okay. So would you ever guys consider growing your team?
Yeah, it would depend on certain aspects that need to be done. So the more we grow, the more is going to need it. It's going to be needed to be done.
Yeah.
And we can only stretch ourselves so far. So it would depend on the role that needs to be done, and we also want to get when it gets to that point, people who are specialists in those roles who do them particularly well. So yeah, that's what we're looking
So tell me, what is the thing that you guys have learned from working as a team?
Team.
Because that's how I view you guys. You guys, because I view you guys as a group, not just individuals. Someone is doing that. I view you guys as a group.
Yeah.
So I want to know, how is the teamwork?
It's interesting that you view us as a group, because I view us as a group of individuals. So we're kind of like sausages,
Okay,
we're a group, but we're very individualistic. And if you bring that together, it can only be strength.
It can only be fire from there.
And I think that's what's beneficial of us working as a group, because we all have our own sort of sources of knowledge, our foundations that got us to this point.
Yeah.
That make us want to do something in future. And we sort of feed off that, and together it's always stronger.
So which brings me to the question of, to what degree is each of you involved in each component that forms a part of the Chrysalism brand? To which degree? Do you help with the music selection, or is it just Buntle and Sips? And then with clothing, I can see that you're both involved in the clothing, in the apparel.
We all try to merge in.
Give input to all angles.
Yeah.
But primarily, Sips works on the radio station composition.
Okay.
And then, if needed, or if it happens that I'll give input on maybe a song, playlist selection.
Yeah.
I don't know, as Bing will probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, like I said earlier, working collectively on designs is always part and parcel of the process.
So tell me, now I'm asking about the music on Masters, on Chrysalism.
Yeah.
So I hear you guys have a lot of remixes.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, how much music do you consume on a daily basis? Because that is a lot. It is a whole lot of music.
Each show is
because I listened to your show from the first episode till the last one. I think it's episode.
How many hours of music is that?
I think it's a good day, a whole day. It's a good day done.
Definitely.
So how much music do you go through? What is your creative process, rather?
Music is life. You can't go a day without listening to a song, a musical element. So it's part and parcel. Every day is a process within that. But it's intensified in creating a show, because you got to select the best portions of music, because you want to make it appealing to the listener. So basically what I do in curating a show is I'll always feed off people I really trust with their ears or what they're listening to. And maybe ask them for some direction, or on SoundCloud there's a particular feature called likes and reposts.
Okay.
So on SoundCloud I may go to their profiles and look at their likes, look at their reposts, see what they've been listening to, and I'll feed off those elements, and then I always catch like a particular portion of a song. So if a song doesn't catch me within the first minute, it's next.
Sure.
Another song.
Sure.
It's got to be quick because of the amount of content.
Yeah.
I can't sit around for too long and try to digest the music. Now, if it doesn't catch me in a minute, it's
out.
the next one. And then basically, I'm not a DJ or anything, or I'm not some sort of like alien, like who's like sent from outer space to do this shit. But like what I do is I sort of just transition the songs as best I can. That sounds good, and hopefully that resonates with the listener. That's basically the process of trying to get the radio show. And I think our delivery is different as well, because commercial radio stations, again, you'll have someone who dominates through speaking, plays a song every now and then. There's adverts in between.
True.
With us, we make it all about the music.
It's just about the music.
It's about the music, and you can still interact that way.
You even said it in your first radio, in the first show. It's all about the music.
It's all about the music.
Less talking, the better. So is your music selection based on the type of listener you would find on SoundCloud, or it's representing who you guys are as individuals?
I think it's the sort of market we would like to penetrate. We do cater for different styles of music, but essentially there's a base there. We call ourselves African future beats. Okay. So that works two ways. There's a genre called future beats, which is beats music that is progressive, but also we are Africans who are playing music, and we consider ourselves young and the future of what this content or what this continent can export in the future. So that's what we like to do. So
why did you guys pick SoundCloud as your main platform, as opposed to, I know with other platforms they have a lot of podcasts, rather than a radio station. So what made you guys pick, like, amongst Deezer, Spotify, Audio Mac? What made you guys say Chrysalism SoundCloud is the perfect platform for you guys to?
SoundCloud is very accessible. It's in Chrysalism's foundation, it was the source of the idea of Chrysalism. So to put it on there was natural anyways. But it's definitely not going to just be there only. The show will diversify. We'll be on Apple Music. Spotify is a bit more difficult to get onto because they handpick their shows that they want to be on there. So it takes a lot of connections, a lot of recognition to be on to Spotify.
Money.
Definitely, yes.
Changura, you need that, yes.
So the plan is definitely to be there as well.
Okay.
But just SoundCloud is very accessible. Most people have it, it's free,
So how do you guys differentiate yourself from other SoundCloud radio stations?
We're African, for one. We sort of have unique listeners who interact a lot with the music and us in general, and very enthusiastic people who listen to our shows. So that's always great.
Also, showcasing African talent as well is part and parcel of the Chrysalism radio as well.
Africa has a unique light right now in the world. Everyone from around the world is trying to
come here. Everyone is trying to take something from here.
And I think we're in the best position to select what should go out there. And I think that's our unique selling point, is that we are here right now. We know what people in the continent want to hear,
and you guys never fail us.
What's popping, what's not. So in people trying to, extract the sound from Africa and trying to do that, we are a direct basis for them to feed off.
Following up the discussion that we just had, would you guys ever feature upcoming artists on your show?
Yes, definitely. We plan to. We want to work with up and coming artists more than anything. There are names of people we would like to work with, but it also comes with an establishment, credibility. You know, it's a process to build upon this. So,
would you
in the
feature
near
them
future.
on just their songs on radio station, or like to
No, we
to
want to
interview?
actually do interview them.
Ooh.
It'd be great to even do live sets with them. You know, it'd be great to, just get their perspectives. as
True,
well.
because a lot of upcoming artists don't get interviews. Did you guys know that?
They don't.
They don't.
Which
They
is
don't. Which
tragic.
is exactly. It's extremely
It's
terrible.
tragic. Which is
It's
like
bad.
platforms like yours and ours are
You know?
essential.
So, what is the most difficult part of compiling the show?
The time it takes.
Yo,
Time.
I tried it once. I tried it.
You were done. You
And
were
William,
done.
and William was frustrated.
Yeah, I was frustrated because I like things running smoothly, and just knowing where voice edits are gonna go in, samples of things.
Because even when we listen to it, it's like, how do you?
Yeah.
Yay!
There was-
It's so in sync. It flows. It
Yeah.
ebbs from one point
Yeah.
to another.
That's
so
very intentional. But to get it to do that is very
it's
time
tough.
consuming.
Yeah.
You know, there was a point where I wasn't releasing a show because I was writing exams, and William was frustrated. He was like, "Sips, why aren't you releasing?"
Yeah, you guys
It's like,
can
no,
release for
dog, it takes so much time.
months or so.
I'm preoccupied right now.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you want to
yeah,
do it, you can do the show. You know.
Yeah.
And I actually wanted him to do a takeover show. It took a lot of time because he was also busy. He thought it was going to be quick things.
Yeah.
And then he also, and it didn't really happen because of how much time it takes. Also myself, so I have to sacrifice sometimes Fridays, maybe 2 days, just to make a show. So with our 1 year anniversary, we're releasing 2 shows
Okay.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So
And,
with Under Push Sundays.
Yes,
Under Pressure
yes.
Sundays.
Shout out to Under Pressure
Hey.
Sundays.
Yes.
So it's more time consuming, but the great thing about it now is that there's more time to do it.
Now
because-
that, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe this
There's more
December.
You guys are going fully in. I'm ready. Yeah.
You know,
If possible. So what do you guys have to offer to a SoundCloud listener?
authenticity.
Because your guys' beats are very
Don't hear them.
rare.
Yeah.
They are
Just
rare.
don't hear
They're
them.
so stripped down.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I'm with you in the studio, like I'm with the artist in
That's
the
amazing.
studio and the
Yeah.
producer. It's very stripped down and it's they. There's no add-ons. There's no. Yay.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
also, it fast tracks listeners instead of you going and consuming hours of music.
Yes,
You just
yes,
listen to an episode and be caught up.
Yeah.
It's
So yeah, okay. So what music genre does Chrysalism favor the most, and why?
Wow. Did it stop?
No, you can.
Oh, okay. We've coined ourselves as African future beats. So naturally, we work along the lines of beat culture, future beats that are going to be prominent in the music scene. Maybe not right now, but in a year or two's time, very well-known artists are going to be forming around that sound. So everything about it is just very progressive. It's very forward thinking.
And then least favorite music genre, like which music genre do you guys must be cancelled or minds?
It's tough
Feel
because
free.
as artists or creatives, I don't think it would be wise to shed any disrespect to any genre of music.
Okay,
It-
smart.
it also
Very
takes-
smart.
I mean,
Yeah.
every genre has its place and has its sort of benefits to society.
Yeah.
So every genre deserves respect in that light because I used to hate trap. I used to be like, yo, trap is it's nothing. I used to be like, nah, trap. But now I formed an understanding for trap and I see its benefits in society and I see its role in society that is so crucial. Is that sometimes people just want to have a good time. Nothing more, nothing less.
Nothing more, nothing less.
You know? So in every a genre has its benefits and everything.
Because I personally know Bing, and she told me that she was also the curator, and I know that Bing doesn't like old school music at all.
Yeah.
So every time I hear Janet Jackson or every time I hear Michael Jackson,
Like, what's going on?
I'm like, what? Are you? I'm like, is this you?
But then also SoundCloud
yeah.
Modernizes those
versions.
nostalgic
Yeah,
versions.
yeah.
You know?
And you
Makes
guys
it
do a
relevant
great
to
job
today.
at it. Hey?
Yeah.
Wow. So the most memorable moment for Chrysalism Radio. Most memorable moment.
I think, well, for me,
Mm-hmm.
Witnessing the tangibility of listeners.
Mm-hmm.
For one, I think it was maybe within 4 to 6 months, it was like 80k listeners.
Yeah.
And then off that, we came out with apparel, which also had positive feedback. People were buying things. People we don't even know. So
Yeah.
I think that's definitely one for the books.
The engagement. Yeah.
So
Also, I feel when we started to feature other artists, I think it's something when you're getting recognition from your own industry to be like, okay, this is a platform for me to be on.
Yes.
So September Youngster, shout out to September Youngster, he was the first feature we had.
Mm-hmm.
So that was dope.
So who and what are your influences?
Personally speaking, artistically, or just in general in life.
In general in life.
I'm very moved by top athletes. I'm very moved by artists who've found a way to remain relevant for a long period of time. People like Pharrell, Kanye West. They are people who I feel on an artistic standpoint. And movers, forward thinkers of society. People who don't just accept the world as it is now and see the world as it could be in the future.
And what about you, William?
I definitely feed off my peers, understanding that collectively we should be moving forward and creating our own industries and aspirations. The guys at Fear of God, it's Jerry, he's got it. Creative experts. I mean, they just created a collaboration with Nike, and we have friends of athletes, just interacting with them and being like, we should also be doing something significant.
You know? So, okay, last question. Since you guys are celebrating your 1-year anniversary, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And where do you think your growth will be a year from now? Because you see a year from, like, it's very
this is
weird.
already been a year.
It's actually very weird how things are, like, falling into place at the right time. A year ago, you guys started Chrysalism.
Yeah.
A year today.
We
A
have
year.
more than 50,000
Exactly.
streams.
A year from now.
It's always difficult to predict the future, or we will be in a year or two's time. I will say that the journey won't be boring. We are gonna travel through the highs and lows, living each moment. But we want the clothing to be sustainable. We want it to be widely accessible. We want to put merchandise in every South African's hands, and be it a Chrysalism piece of merchandise. We want that to grow substantially. We would love to create more engagement and interaction through radio by finding platforms, similar-minded platforms, which can grant us access to a wider audience. We'd like to make it more live as well, give people a live feeling. So we're sort of accessing all the sensory aspects here.
Yeah.
Seeing, hearing, feeling. So just in terms of hearing the sound live, creating little communities of Chrysalism, that would be great.
Real. I don't got a mind to figure out the fake and the real at all. I don't got dollars too deep in my pockets, still got dimes, they nipping at the back of my heels. Cause I look good, I dress good, smoke good, I stress a lot.